I was born in Amarillo, Texas, but my family had moved to Phoenix, Arizona by the time I was in first grade. By 9, my parents were divorcing, and this began a very tumultuous period in my life. Around the age of 11, my mother and her new husband had moved us to San Diego, California, and though I was saddened to move so far from my father, the first time I saw the ocean remains one of the fondest memories of my life. My family moved a lot during my childhood, which was bittersweet for me. I loved seeing new places and learned to make friends quickly, but I never really developed any lasting attachments to anyone, since I knew I'd be moving again soon. We had pretty much settled back in Texas during my adolescence, and my family life had become much more stable than it had been in the past. My early adulthood was predominantly defined by the fact that I was also a young parent by this point, and much of my energy was focused in that aspect of my life. Currently, as my children have grown and become more independent, I've begun to refocus my energies on advancing my station in life for the betterment of my family and for my own satisfaction. My hobbies and interests have always included art and music, and I'm a very avid creator of both visual art and music. As my early love of the ocean might have indicated, I am passionate about all things marine. I'm an avid scuba diver and actively keep reef aquariums as a hobby. When I have the time or feel the insatiable burning urge to do so, I love to write. I've been an active poet since the first grade and occasionally work on short stories and prose as well. I'm generally up pretty close to sunrise every morning. I enjoy going for a run before work and, weather permitting, swimming a few laps to wake me up. During the day, I work as a strategic sourcing manager for an oilfield products company. I'm generally home by 6 p.m. After eating dinner with my wife and kids, my evening is pretty much consumed by schoolwork. I mentioned in a previous discussion that I suffered from chronic insomnia. Exercise really helps with this, but occasionally it's still an issue. On the weekends, I pretty much prefer just to hang out with my two awesome kids and my utterly ridiculous boxer, Guinness. Some of the things in life which frustrate me are intolerance and prejudice, as well as injustice in general. I cannot stand to see people treated unfairly. My wife would attest to the fact that I hate being cornered in an argument, and I can react with hostility when I am. I generally prefer to collect my thoughts and avoid confrontation until I've had time to process all the information. Backing me into a corner is a sure way to find us in a heated and ugly confrontation. Like most people, I think, I also cannot stand the feeling that I'm being manipulated. Another thing which really gets under my skin is condescension. I am almost immediately insulted when someone takes a condescending tone or attitude with me, though I have gotten much better at redirecting such things as I've gotten older. While I do have some interpersonal learning preferences, predominantly I am linguistic intelligence type on most tests that I've taken. I lean strongly towards logical and mathematical as well. In truth, I guess I'm pretty rounded out in the typical 8 intelligences, but I definitely most strongly agree with Gardner's unofficial ninth intelligence, the existential intelligence. Existentialist learners are preoccupied with life's big questions. We're drawn to theology and philosophy and even psychology. We find it easiest to learn when we believe something is deeply meaningful or we can see how it relates to other meaningful issues. As for online learning, I do enjoy the convenience of the medium, but as I have a slight interpersonal learning bent, I do also feel that it often lacks some of the necessary social interaction which helps to cement that information into episodic memory as well as semantic.